We have Japan to thank for some of the finest craftsmanship in the world, in things like swords, folding fans, kimonos, and of course, Seiko watches. One other thing that we are grateful to Japan for is manga. Manga lovers will tell you that there is nothing quite like the manga art and culture, as Seiko releases a manga-inspired series called the Seiko Presage Studio Ghibli Porco Rosso watches. Manga fans globally will be vibrating with excitement. The limited edition watches will have reference codes SNR047J1 and SRQ033J1, and some differences in look and functionality. The SNR047J1 is a white ceramic dial model powered by Seiko's ultra-precise spring drive technology, while the other is the black dial version powered by an automatic column wheel chronograph. Both versions are uniquely adorned with Porco Rosso imagery. Manga lovers are sure to be swooning over this limited edition of just 600 black dial and 400 white dial watches. The watches are Seiko's way of tipping the hat to legendary Japanese studio and one of its most acclaimed films. History, Studio Ghibli, and Porco Rosso. This is the story of a watch that celebrates a World War I fighter pilot, bounty hunter, who's also an anthropomorphic pig. Porco Rosso, which means Crimson Pig, is a vintage manga film released on New Year's Day of 1992. The pig in the story is suitably fat, wears a handlebar moustache, and is impossibly cool in a 90s kind of way. He flies a bright red Savoy S21 seaplane, in which he chases flying pirates all over the Adriatic Sea. It was produced by Toshio Suzuki and directed by Hayao Miyazaki, the founders of Studio Ghibli. It is only fitting that Seiko should release the Porco Rosso series under the Presage collection. Seiko Presage watches are a suave combination of traditional craftsmanship and Seiko's conservative aesthetics, with the end result being beautiful watches with supreme performance and durability. Marco Pagot, the pig who the world fondly know as Porco Rosso, would probably wear a Seiko Presage if he were real. He's cool and practical enough to do that. Even aside from their rich manga heritage, these two new releases have loads of merit on their own to warrant something more than casual consideration. Let us dive deep into what makes the Seiko Presage Studio Ghibli Porco Rosso series one to die for. Seiko Presage SNR047J1 White Dial. This watch is the white dial version of the Seiko Presage Studio Ghibli Porco Rosso collection. Its most striking feature is the bright red strap, reminiscent of Marco's plane. Compared with the black dial version, you will note some key differences, such as the dial is made of warm white enamel, designed to echo what an airplane's instrument panel would have looked like back during World War I. A bright red R and Marco's shield just above the 6 o'clock position. The R is the tail number on his Savoia seaplane, Savoy in English. Marco's Italian heritage is celebrated by the three colours of the country's tricolour, which are green, white and red, same as those on the strap stitching. The second hand is red. The power reserve indicator is green, and the two contrast nicely with a white dial. Aside from that, most of the Porco Rosso styling is replicated in both versions. Both watches honour the Japanese animation studio and the beloved film, each in its own way. Features: case and strap. The watch bears a bright red crocodile leather strap with red, green and white stitching. It is probably one of its most outstanding features. The coloured stitching is a tribute to Italy, being a symbol of its tricolour. Marco is supposedly from the country. The stainless steel case is covered by Seiko's protective Diashock invisible coating. It is super hard to resist scratches and corrosion. And the name of the plane also graces the top of the case, Savoia S21. You will also notice that the crown bears an engraved R, the marking on the plane's radar. Crystal and back cover. The watch features a flattened sapphire crystal on the front. It is strengthened and reinforced to survive up to 100 meters of immersion in water, and also has a similar transparent crystal on the back to showcase the intricate workings of its movement. A Porco Rosso symbol graces the back cover, surrounded by an Italian quote drawn from one of the film's most memorable statements. "A pig that does not fly is just a pig." Dial. This is the white dial version of the watch, with the warm white dial face made of enamel. It is meant to convey the warm feeling of an instrument panel for a plane in the 1920s. The dial has 4 concentric markings. The outermost one has numbered minute markers at 5-minute intervals. The second is a delineated circle, with markers for every minute. Then you have bold black numbers, and finally a 24-hour numbered one on the inside. It also has a date window with a cyclops positioned right beside the 3 o'clock marker. A power reserve indicator dial with a green hand counts down the 72 hours of reserve available on a full wind. Movement. The white dial variant is powered by Seiko's prestigious and super accurate 5R65 spring drive movement. It is a combination of a mechanical and quartz movements, with an accuracy of just 1 second daily, and is one of Seiko's most advanced movements. A mechanical spring generates the energy needed to activate a quartz crystal, which in turn regulates it and passes it on to the watch mechanism. This duo is responsible for its amazing accuracy. Complications. Other features of the movement include an impressive 72-hour power reserve and automatic central rotor winding. The watch allows you to wind in both directions, thanks to a central rotor automatic winding mechanism. Other complications include date, seconds hacking, and date correction. Seiko Presage SRQ033J1 automatic chronograph. This is the black dial version of the Porco Rosso series. It is the one that truly captures the passion for engineering and technology underpinned by the film. To rephrase Seiko's words, while the white dial is also meant to achieve this, I think the black one does it best. Features. Movement. The SRQ033J1 is powered by Seiko's chronograph caliber 8R48, which was introduced in 2014. Among many other advanced features includes a 28,800 vibration frequency, giving it an accuracy of +25, -15 seconds per day. The movement gives the watch a 2-button column wheel, date, hand winding, date correction, and vertical clutch complications. It also boasts a bi-directional winding and up to 45 hours of power reserve, making it one of Seiko's favorite movements. Dial. The bold black dial, inspired by the simplicity of an airplane's instrument panel, at least those in the 1920s. Like its sibling, it is made of enamel and bears the R and shield of Marco, this time on the circular dial at 3 o'clock, where the seconds counter is. Large white Arabic numerals and rectangular indices, and 3, 6, 9 positions, with a triangular one at 12 o'clock. The outermost part of the dial has a telemeter dial, used for calculating distance with respect to time. Hands. A red second hand, specially designed to mimic the Savoia seaplane's propeller, rotates on a separate seconds dial decorated in red, white and green at 3 o'clock. Case and strap. The strap is made of black crocodile skin strap, with red, green and white stitching, to pay homage to Italy's tricolour, the native home of Marco. The same colour dominates other aspects of the watch, such as the hand colours. The crown is positioned at 3 o'clock and bears the big engraved R. Crystal and back cover. Like its white dial counterpart, it has the same semi-transparent sapphire crystal case back cover, with Porco Rosso's face on it and his famous quote. This watch will have 600 pieces only available to buyers. It is worth noting that on the back cover, each of these watches, whether black or white dial, will bear a unique XXX400 or XXX600 serial number to show its position in the series. Conclusion. The Seiko Presage collection, dubbed Studio Ghibli Porco Rosso, marks one of Seiko's more playful themes. It is not the first adventure the company has had with film, if you remember Godzilla. However, it is a refreshing and highly desirable one for watch lovers and especially collectors. The pricing, however, may not be so endearing. It is expected to retail between $4,000 and $6,000 for either of the models, once released in June. Any watch collector worth his salt will know that this watch will be blazing hot in a few years, whether you are a manga fan or not. This is a watch to have, definitely.